For the first time, I think there is a dietetics day that is being celebrated all over the country. గోపీచంద్ గారు చెప్పినట్టు మన ప్రకృతిలో ఉన్నటువంటి పదార్థాలు ఏవైనా సరే మన ప్రకృతికి అంటే బాడీ యొక్క ప్రకృతికి సరిపోతాయి. ప్రకృతికి సరిపోనివి మన బాడీ యొక్క ప్రకృతికి కూడా సరిపోవు. దట్ ఈస్ ది బేసిక్ థీమ్ అన్నమాట. దీనిలో ప్రకృతిని అని ఎందుకు చెప్పాల్సి వస్తుంది అంటే బేసిక్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఆర్ కామన్ ఫర్ బోత్ ది థింగ్స్. దట్ ఈస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఇంపార్టెంట్ రీజన్. ఇప్పుడు డైటెటిక్స్ అంటే ఏమిటి అనే దాని గురించి తెలుగులో చెప్పాలని అంటే ఐ థింక్ ఇట్స్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్. ఎకనామిక్స్ని డిఫైన్ ఎట్టా చేయడం కష్టమో మన ప్రపంచంలో ఉన్న జనాభా అంతా ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారో అన్ని వందల కోట్ల డెఫినేషన్స్ వస్తాయి. అలాగే డైటెటిక్స్కి వస్తాయి. బట్ నాకున్న పరిమితి నాలెడ్జ్లో స్వాస్థ్య భోజనము, స్వాస్థ్య నియమిత భోజనము అంటే డైటెటిక్స్ అవుతుంది. స్వాస్థ్య మీన్స్ హెల్దీ, దట్ ఈస్ వన్ థింగ్. నియమిత మీన్స్ measured, controlled or decided according to some tabulation, calculation, whatever it is. Niyamita bhojanam. Bhojanam is sumptuous food. It's not just food thrown like that, whether you eat or do not eat. It should be bhojanam, not even food, not even diet, not even something. So these are the elements I thought that can capture in Telugu to put dietetics in place. That is to my media colleagues, I am just throwing it like any other citizen of this country as my view of what dietetics is. Second point I want to draw your attention is mana 12వ ప్రణాళికలో నేను కూడా ఆ ప్రణాళిక గురించి పార్టిసిపేట్ చేసినటువంటి కమిటీ మెంబర్గా ఉన్నాను కాబట్టి చెప్పగలుగుతున్నాను. మన దేశంలో అర్జెంటుగా ఇప్పుడు హెల్త్ని గురించి, ఆరోగ్యాన్ని గురించి ఇమ్మీడియట్గా కావాల్సింది ఏంటంటే ప్రజలలో అవేర్నెస్ క్రియేషన్, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఐఈసి యాక్టివిటీస్ అంటారు, ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అండ్ కమ్యూనికేషన్. Both ways, I think fine. So in that context, IEC has been given the topmost place in the 12th plan approach. From that point of view, reaching the people with the knowledge. I don't think we have to really do big research in probably formulating at the individual level of a Indian citizen what food needs to be taken. We do have enough information. What is important is we have to communicate with them. Where do we have opportunity? This is where dietetics by itself is unique. It is one of the sciences which it delivers at individual level. I think there is not many other than medicine, for example, where it is delivered individually. So also in the case of dietetics. Nutrition per se is a science, but delivery part is dietetics only. And that is where we have to make a distinction. When it is individual level, as Sri Gopichand has defined, it is at the individual level whether the person is small, big, what built, what habits they have, whether the person is an athlete, a person is a different, just bench worker like me. So all these things come into play a role while prescribing the diet and formulating the diet. So individual level, there are many combinations and permutations that have to be seen and advice should be given. Though we do classify them into groups and then give general principles, but application should be at the individual level and as individual. And the third point that comes to mind is it should be without any external ingredients if possible. This is the point you have elaborated very well. And నాకు ఎప్పుడు గుర్తొస్తుంది తెలుగులో అటుకులు, కొబ్బరి బెల్లము, చిటి బెల్లము, నానుబ్రాలు, చెరుకు రసము అని. సో దేర్ ఇఫ్ యూ సీ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫోక్ సాంగ్స్ ఇన్ తెలుగు, at least I am very conversant with Telugu, therefore I can say, but in all other Indian languages too it happens. you have many traditional medical approaches that have been built in for girls and children to be recited as poems or proverbs and things like that. So they define many times what is healthy for that particular group which hails from a particular region, because the food and wholesomeness of the food is dependent on individual, and the individual belongs to a group and a particular environment and so on and so forth. Therefore, these are the considerations, 4 dimensions that come in prescribing at individual level. So this can be captured very well if it is a natural food without any ingredient. But unfortunately, in the modern world, it's not possible always to pluck out of the tree and eat. So that is where a little bit of processing comes. That is where minimum number of processing ingredients, if they are present, they will disturb us at least. So this is the third point. Then lastly, I would like to say misinformation or no information is what creates many times problems. From NNMB surveys, it has been very clear that if father and mother of the family is well-to-do for energy intake, 50% of the children born to those two parents do suffer from inadequacy of energy. Energy is nothing but total food. So both mother and father get adequate. 50% of their children do have no adequate energy intake. That is what I am referring to, faulty distribution, faulty knowledge and information that is available. They are affordable. They do have money to eat for themselves. So they do not understand the implication for a child what it means. So that is the knowledge what is lacking in the public. So this is in simple words. Communication gap is what is causing a lot of problems to us, both in terms of undernutrition and overnutrition. And lastly, he has very nicely mentioned Sri Gopichand of physical inactivity or activity. Physical inactivity is what is driving many problems right now, and the culture of electronic media and the mobile technology. And I tell you, I looked at the Indian context. What is the expansion of mobile numbers sold all over the country versus the climb in diabetes and obesity prevalence? They more or less go absolutely in the same log linear relationships.